It's an attribute breakdown. It's heading and jumping reach. Yes, max versus minimum. And today we're looking at strikers and defenders. Who's going to have the better career? Let's find out. We've got 4 players. We've got 2 strikers and 2 centre-backs, both 150 current ability. Frozen, so they will never get any better or any worse. 2 centre-backs, 2 strikers. We've got concrete shoes, as in concrete shoes, because he can't jump. No jumping reach and bad heading. So yeah, he's got concrete shoes. We're hilarious like that. We've got Luke out below, because look how high I am. Look out below. Oh, I spoil you lot with these names. This guy's got his feet on the ground. Hey? Oh... Bad jumping reach for this centre-back. And then, we sort of ran out of steam with this one. So this guy's just got to leap like a salmon. Yeah, Santiago Salmon. Yeah, we saved the worst to last there, didn't we? Anyway, right. They're all mercenaries as well, because why not add a bit of drama? These are their hidden attribute breakdowns. I don't know why I've chosen these. The only one I know why I've chosen is ambition at 20 and loyalty at 1. So that's 2, not only 1. Those 2, ambition and loyalty, max and min, because I want to see them move around a bit. And at 150, they're not going to be too expensive that they won't, and they probably will kick off and want to move. So yeah, there we go. Without further ado, we're going to jump forward just to 1 year to see where they end up first. Okay, so concrete shoes. Old Connie Concon. He's gone to Genoa. Do you know what I mean? Genoa love one of our forwards. And he has scored 17 and 25 in Serie B. In a promotion season, they missed out on goal difference, but he did get the golden boot ahead of Lapadula for Cagliari. And he took the golden boot with a better average mins per goal at 128.65. So he's currently winning 2.09 headers per game, which is 2.64 is poor. So he's awful in terms of heading. So anyway, he's got promoted with Genoa. Well done, Connor. Santiago Salmon playing for Famalicão. Is that right? Wanted by Bayern Munich. And he played 32 times for Famalicão. And they finished 5th in the Portuguese Premier League. Now, they were expected to finish 5th. Right, sorry, forgive my ignorance. Never heard of Famalicão. Who the hell are Famalicão? They've only just come up from the second league a few years ago, and they've been finishing, well, this is their best finish. But they've not done too bad. They haven't done too bad. And this is Santiago Salmon, only getting 2 goals. I mean, in terms of headers 1 per 90, I mean, look at this, 7.23. He's absolutely elite at headers 1 per 90. But as a centre-back stopper, low is 8.16, so it's actually not elite. Only elite in terms of a striker. He's obviously not a striker, but he got a 7.01 over the season in Famalicão's best season in the league to date. So, done all right. Luke out below playing for Braunschweig, and he got 19 in 34 in a mid-table finish. He's also wanted by PSG and Bayern, and Pete on the ground is at Real Madrid. Just played for Real Madrid B, didn't he? Yeah. He will probably leave Real Madrid, most likely. Right. Anyway, we've dilly-dallied long enough at this opening intro. We are going to jump through 3 years, 2026. Has anyone got any big moves? Well, everyone's moved. Everyone's moved. So, where shall we start? Let's start with Luke out below, shall we? Moved to Bayern Munich for £6.5 million from Braunschweig. And he did move at the last juncture. So he scored 2 in 2 for Braunschweig in Bundesliga 2, went to Bayern Munich, where he scored 20 goals in 27 games. Only 17 of those were starts. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a bloody good return. Then the following season only got 11 in 24, and then got 10 in 17. Only 8 of those starts. So disappointing, really. Disappointing in terms of his stats. His current rating, unfortunately, we've ticked over the season, and it's not showing. Bayern Munich have won the league as well. So he's won the league a few times with Bayern Munich. And Concrete Shoes has gone to Borussia Dortmund for £85 million. Genoa did well. Do you know what I mean? Hey, we're still doing that joke. Love the fact that people keep going to Genoa, because it gives me the opportunity to make this joke. He plays an attacking midfield centre or a striker. And how's he been getting on? Well, he got 15 and 38 for Genoa in Serie A. Did they stay up? They're still in Serie A. I'd like to think so. They've been there the whole time. Yes, they went up and they've been there for the following 3 seasons. Well done, Genoa. He went to Borussia Dortmund for £85 million, as discussed. 19 in 32 in his first season, 11 in 27 in his second season. Not that great as a goal scoring return for a player that play into feet in behind. He is an absolute demon. 12 and 23 for Holland as well. Luke out below, 37 in 35 for Germany. An absolute monster for the German national team. Playing to his strengths. Not sure why Bayern Munich aren't. Who's his competition? Enrique Araujo. I think I prefer Luke out below. Sadio Mane. Matis Tel. He's not really got amazing, has he? Who wants him? Barcelona want him. Santiago Salmon is at Napoli. Moved for £47 million. And it was a loan to buy. So a £6.75 million loan with a £47 million million optional mandatory fee. We don't know. We don't really care, to be honest. The goal was to buy him, and it was a loan to buy down the line, because Famulcao weren't looking to loan him out, clearly. He did very well for them. He did very well for Famulcao. He's gone to Napoli in Serie A, and for the 2 years he's been there are the 2 years of the save game where they haven't won the league. They did win it in 22-23, much like they did in real life, and they won the following season as well. Unfortunately, Santiago Salmon has come in and put an end to that success. And Pete on the ground moved for £45 million from Real Madrid to Arsenal. Never played a minute for the Real Madrid first team, but he played 35 times last season for Arsenal, scoring once, assisting 3 times, 28 starts, 7 appearances off the bench. Well, and he's won the league with Arsenal. Arsenal have won the league with Luis Enrique in charge. Who else have they got? Got Agate from Sporting. Your best friend and mine, Benjamin Sesko, £66 million from Leipzig. When's this coming out? This will be coming out before. Benjamin Sesko, so your best friend and mine, you know, spoiler, you're watching the Southampton save. Season 4, marquee signing, Ben Sesko. He'll be on the thumbnail. You better believe it. I've just seen in the Europa League, Borussia Dortmund have won, and Concrete Shoes has, he's won the Europa League with Borussia Dortmund. I'm in the way, right? This is what's distracted me. The hot prospect is Ted Lassoff. Do you believe that? Ted Lassoff. What? Oh dear. That's tickled me, that has. In terms of Champions Leagues, Barcelona have won 3 of 4 in this experiment, coming run up in the other one. Have they bought anyone? Thomas Tuchel's in charge. They have. They bought Pulisic from Milan, £66 million. That feels like a waste of money. Ben White, Otavio, Jorginho, Ostergaard, Valeri, Abel Ruiz. He's still there? No, he's gone to Benfica. Thomas Lemar. They've sold more than they bought, Barcelona. It must just be one of those situations where all of the players, you know, your Ansu Fatis, your Pedris, your Gavis, they're top end of their dynamic potential. And as you can see, Gavi's at 174. I think his dynamic is it to 180? Pedri again is up at 180, I think. Ansu Fati's not even there. Must have been sold. Anyway, European champions, Barcelona. This is going to be a long experiment if I keep digressing this much. We're only 4 years in. Right, 3 more years. We're off. Luke Below has gone to Chelsea. £147 million. £147 million he moved from Bayern Munich. Was he always that blonde? Anyway, this is I don't even know where to start with this one. Bayern Munich wasted him, to be honest. 6 in 12, sorry. 2 off them off the bench. Then he went to Chelsea for £139 million, where 7 in 14, 7 in 19, you know, bit part player. He's now loan listed to gain more experience, but he's got 70 in 70 for Germany. Long ball, up top, crosses into the box. All you need with this guy. Honestly, I'd have him scoring 40 goals a season. Get a player with great crossing, feed it down the wings. Santiago Salmon, still at Napoli, and in the last 3 years, he has played more than 50% of their games, and he's got a league title to his name. Sandwiched in between the bread that is AC Milan in the last 3 years, Napoli have won a Serie A title, so he's got a Serie A title to his name. Premier Division, Chelsea did win, and Luke Below came in January. He's got a Premier Division. He's won the Premier Division with Chelsea. There you go. In 2028. Fair play. Fair play indeed. Concrete Shoes, £105 million from Dortmund to PSG, and the Bundesliga was just won by Bayern Munich, so boring. As we saw, Borussia Dortmund did win a Europa League, gone to PSG, and he went in January this year for £105 million. Did he get the league title? Of course he did. Wouldn't expect anything else. 34 and 52 for Holland. He is doing well. I mean, 13 and 15 for PSG is actually a really good return. One of those was off the bench as well, so maybe they're going to give him the game time that he so desperately needs. Goal every other game in the Dortmund shirt, and as you saw, yeah, under £5 million. Not the biggest profit, only a £20 million profit. Probably didn't get the best out of him. And Pete on the ground is still at Arsenal, £45 million, as we saw was that transfer. And in the last 3 years, he's been a semi-regular starter, starting over half the games pretty much, and being a substitute option quite a lot. 23 starts, 23 off the bench in this season in all competitions. Every other season, he's been starting more than he's been off the bench. And yes, Arsenal have won the most recent Premier League season, so he's won the Premier League again, and they've won back-to-back Champions Leagues. So he's won 2 Champions Leagues, beating Bayern Munich and PSG. In the most recent final, Hit on the Ground came on, as did Ben Sesko, but he only just moved in January. Maybe he wasn't able to be registered in time. I mean, I'm sorry, Armando Broja is not a bad player, but not for a Champions League final. If you are a mid-table Premier League side, phenomenal talent, and you can nurture him in a bit of form, and he'll rock it up and be really good, play to his strengths. Not a Champions League final. final. But Luis Enrique's having an absolute whale of a time at Arsenal. They've won 3 Premier Leagues and 2 Champions Leagues in the first 7 years of this experiment. So I would say, Pete on the ground, he can now play defensive midfielder as well, and centre mid a bit. Santiago Salmon's been all over the shop. Who's having the best career so far? Luke out below is having an awful career domestically. I mean, yeah, more than a goal every other game for Bayern Munich, but wasted at Bayern, did all right at Braunschweig. Chelsea don't know what to do with him. He's had some big money transfers. He's just slapping it about for Germany. Unbelievable stuff. Uruguay won the 2022 World Cup. Madness. Tony Mowbray is in charge of England. What's that? Where's Ralph? SI removed Ralph from the game. He's never there anymore. Tony bloody Mowbray. I'm sorry, Tony. Anyway, Tony Mowbray, not only is he England manager, he's bloody won the World Cup with them. Won the World Cup and the Euros. Tony Mowbray has won the Euros and the World Cup in the space of the last 3 years as England manager. Let that sink in. So much for this one trying to be a little bit shorter. Sod it, we're committed now. If you're still here and you're enjoying the waffle, strap yourselves in. Waffle incoming. 5 more years till the 27 because they're not going to get any better. They're not going to get any worse. I just want to see what's happening. All international duty. Right, Concrete Shoes has gone to AS Monaco, moving for £47.5 million from PSG. So hang on, £105 million PSG bought him for. He got 13 in 15, and he got 14 in 27. 9 of those as substitute appearances. 21 in 32, again 5 off the bench. 15 in 27, sorry, 10 of those off the bench. He got 2 in 7, all of those substitute appearances. So PSG obviously must have bought someone. He's gone to Monaco, right? 10 in 14, probably went in January, I would say. Moved for £47.5 million. So he's done great for PSG. No reason why he's out of the PSG side. Scoring goals, maybe not enough for them, but he's still scoring goals. £47.5 million has gone to Monaco. 26 in 28. And Monaco didn't win the league. They did not win the league. Bloody hell. I was gearing that up for them to have won the league. Came second by 12 points. PSG just walking away with it. Who have they got up front? Ivan, he's alright, isn't he? Kylian Mbappe at 35 years old. Still got 17 pace. Raspadori, Sudakov. And anyway, speaking of PSG, Pete on the ground. He's moved for £61 million from Arsenal, literally the summer we were last here, and he has been pretty much a very good squad player for PSG, and of course won the league the last few years in France. Santiago Salmon is wanted by Aston Villa and Real Madrid. He moved from Napoli for £46.5 million to Wolfsburg, where he just fell out of favour for Napoli. I'm guessing he moved in the January. He just wasn't playing after being pretty much constant. Napoli just obviously would have bought a centre back. He fell down the pecking order. I wanted to leave. Wolfsburg came in, moved in January, played half the season for them, and then became pretty much an ever-present in their side. Although the last season, he only played half the games, so not great. And Dortmund have won the last 2 Bundesliga titles. Have a bit of that, Bayern Munich. And Luke out below has moved to Bayern Munich. He's gone back to Bayern. That is, well, I don't even know where to start with this. Firstly, 122, 131 for Germany. Unbelievable. Secondly, he's gone back to Bayern. Sold for £147 million and honestly mistreated, misused at Bayern Munich. And then Chelsea said, hold my bloody beer. Well, way to ruin a striker. Not like Chelsea to do that, is it? 3 in 17 off the bench. 3 appearances off the bench in that season, no goals. And then he went on loan to Bayern Munich, where Bayern Munich went, yeah, we'll give you a game. We'll play you a lot. 13 and 21, 5 off the bench. £85 million transfer, so it was a loan with an option to buy, it seems. And he moved back, and now he's being mistreated by Bayern. So they've made like a £62 million profit on him. Well, actually, no, because they loaned him in, and then they paid $10 million originally for him. He's obviously going to be on a decent way. £250,000 a week. Oh, hang on. He's moved 2 years ago. So he won the Bundesliga here in these 2 years. But they've lost it in the last 2. You've got this player who can play up front as well, in the attacking sort of zone. £89 million signing from Wolfsburg. Christian Endor. In terms of Champions Leagues, Arsenal won another one, beating Bayern Munich in the final. We've had PSG winning one in like recent times, which means Concrete Shoes has won one, and yeah, Man City beating Chelsea in the most recent season. So we've got quite the journey for these 4 players, and I've got to say, I've got no idea who's winning this experiment so far. In terms of success, Luke out below has been mistreated domestically, like horrifically. He's got some good success, won some Bundesligas, but doesn't look great for him, does it? I mean, Pete on the ground has won. He's won Premier Leagues with Arsenal, Premier Liga with PSG. He's won Champions Leagues with PSG and Arsenal. He started off at Real Madrid. I would say he's probably, Pete on the ground is the player, but in my opinion, it should be Luke out below. Luke out below should be doing the best. I mean, internationally, he certainly is. Santiago Salmon's barely even played for Portugal. 22 caps, no goals. Fortunate, isn't it? Anyway, right, 27 years old. We'll go 5 more years, 32, and then final stop will be when they're all about to retire. Oh, Concrete Shoes is getting the transfer. He's joining Arsenal, which looks like it's going to be for free. Transfers by request for £3.9 million. So he's 32 years old. He's Not played a minute this season. Oh, sorry, this season's not happened. No, so he has played. A lot off the bench, let it be known, in the last couple of years. A lot off the bench. PSG have just continued to win the league. Connor's not done great. Pete on the ground, however, he's moved from PSG to Barcelona, and he's just had his first season there. So we just saw PSG had just been winning the league. So every single year, PSG have won the league. Therefore, he's won 8 Liga in a row. He won a couple of Premier Leagues and a couple of Champions Leagues while he was at Arsenal. So phenomenal. Started off at Real Madrid, never played a minute for their first team. He's gone to Barcelona and come run up to Real Madrid. Like, oh, I wish I just... Oh, I'm so annoyed. Like, building to it. And I wanted Barcelona to win the league and be like, oh, Barcelona have done it. No, they haven't. They haven't. And Real Madrid won the Champions League as well. So a double whammy. But he's won PSG. He's won Champions League with PSG as well. So Pete on the ground had certainly had the career for success, hasn't he, domestically? 7.04 overall rating, which isn't, not really the best, considering 7.15 for Concrete Shoes over here. Santiago Salmon is lost trust in manager, wants to leave, moved to Monaco for 30.5 million from PSG. Oh, Santiago, he's been all over the shop. Swam upstream from Wolfsburg to Brentford for £42 million. Went in the January, had a very busy season that season, then played for Brentford the entire Premier League season, 30 games. And then the following season, I'm guessing he moved at the start of the season, or he moved in January. Why would he have moved? Why would he have gone from Brentford in January to PSG for £37.5 million if he wasn't playing? Why would PSG have come in for him? But then why would Brentford have sold him for a £5 million loss after he'd been an ever-present starter at the start of the season? But he did move to PSG, where whether he went in January or at the start of the season, he played 4 games. Literally played 4 games for them. Got a 7.43. What a 4 games he had. That won't be enough to win him any trophies. Then he's gone to Monaco for £30.5 million. So PSG lost £7 million on him in half or a full season. 36-37. He was Ligue 1 Uber Eats champion. Does he get a medal for 24 appearances? He was bought by PSG with up to 45 million add-ons. So Brentford got done in there on the 1st of the 9th, 2036. So he moved at the start of the season. So Brentford, so there we go. The add-ons of 45 million. That makes you go, I can see why Brentford maybe did it, because they're trying to make a bit of a profit. Only a couple of million though, £3 million profit for a player that they were playing, but I don't know, maybe they had quite a few players in that position. They wanted to free up some funds. I know I've certainly done it. And look out below, he's back at Chelsea. I can't believe what's happened with this guy. Right, he was at Bayern Munich. Again, mistreated by Bayern Munich. And then this time they made a £15 million loss on him. Selling him to AC Milan. The 35-36 and 36-37. 36-37 season. He won the league with Milan. Finally getting some domestic success. He then played 1 game. £34.5 million. Chelsea bought him for. So that's Milan losing. Selling him for half the price. Yeah. A squad option. Let it be known. He's coming off the bench a lot. But a squad option. Chelsea spent £34.5 million to leave him on loan at Milan, where Milan decided this is the season we're going to play him from the start. 37-38. They also won the league. 23-36 he got. Top goal scorer as well. And then he went back to Chelsea where he's got 3-11. Honestly, you couldn't make this up, could you? Like, this is going to be a long one. And if you've stayed with it, I'm sure you're loving it, because this has been insane. 150 is such a good range. With low loyalty and max ambition, it's causing all sorts of, and the AI is adding to it. I'm sort of lost for words, which isn't good considering I'm trying to do a video and speak and articulate what's happening. But you can appreciate what's happened. Carnage. Look out below. I mean, it's been entertaining elsewhere. There's been stories elsewhere with players, but I mean this one. I mean, look at this. Bayern Munich sold him massively for Chelsea. Bought him back, then sold him for a loss to Milan. Chelsea then bought him back. Chelsea have spent £180 million on transfer fees for this player. That's more than they spent on Lukaku, I think, over the multiple times they bought him. Lukaku, look out below. It's Lukaku reincarnated. Right, end of the careers. This is good. You're not tuning out now if you're still here. This is probably going to be his most interesting bit yet. Actually, they were all gone, except Pete on the ground, who was at Aston Villa still, was actually retiring in the following season. So we're in 2042, and this is where they're all about to leave. So Pete on the ground then left Barcelona at the start of this season to go to Aston Villa. He spent 3 years in Spain, where he won the La Liga title 2 years in a row. The most recent season, Barcelona have also won it. He's won so many league titles as Pete on the ground. Do you know what would be great? If there was a tab somewhere on here that said trophies, like the amount of trophies they've won won domestically and internationally over the course of their careers. I suppose there's this, I suppose there's that, but it's not like a snapshot, like a sort of visual that I'm sort of after. Anyway, £14.75 million went to Aston Villa, where they finished 8th in the Premier League. Chelsea currently winning the title. We'll come back to Chelsea. Connor Creet's shoes is at Arsenal. He left Monaco for free, as we saw. 3 years he's been there. He's played bit part player, as we saw. Did win the league there in 2040-41, so he's got another trophy to his name, but he has just won this hands down. Santiago Salmon has gone for 205 grand a week to Saudi Arabia. £20.5 million they bought him from Monaco, which is actually a loss for Monaco. Santiago's probably been the most underwhelming of all the players, really, for drama. Luke out below is at Fulham, and Chelsea sold him for £5.5 million. They did play him 22 times this season here. 6 goals, 13 of those were off the bench though. 5 in 9 there, only those 5 of those were starts. So again, not terrible. Not a terrible return. Got a 7.17 over his career. 17 in 35 in the most recent season for Fulham. Chelsea have won the league at some point back here. Does that mean he's won the leagues? He's won the FA Cup, he's won the Premier Division, Champions League runners-up, or Champions League, won the Champions League here against Aston Villa in the final. And bloody hell, Pete on the ground in the Champions League final for Aston Villa. And there we go then. Look at that. 172 in 201 for Germany. And have Germany won any World Cups in European football? They have not. France beat USA in 2030, Italy beat England in 2034, and Spain beat Colombia most recently in the World Cup. And in the Euros, we currently have England as the holders beating Italy, Holland beat Belgium, and Spain also beat Serbia since we last checked in. Ruud van Nistelrooy is the current manager for England. Tony Mowbray resigned after 5 years and 6 days with a Euros and World Cup to his name. And then we've had very little success since Ruben Amorim came in. Sean Dyche, Didier Deschamps, and Antonio Conte all resigned. Every single English manager resigned here. No sackage. And Ruud van Nistelrooy is the current manager. And that's that. That's that. Footballer of the year. I don't think we're going to have any footballers of the year. We'll just check. We'll check just because someone in the comments might care. Josh Phillips, the United States. Very good player. Playing for Dortmund. Wanted by Man City. Very good player. Dave Grosso, still very good at 34. Pedri, still going. 39 years old. What a weird polygon that is. He's gone to Sporting CP. He moved to Barcelona, from Barcelona to Milan for £69 million. Nice. Seems cheap. Seems cheap to me. No footballers of the years though. So there we go. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of this experiment. And I am going to do this outro with this on the screen. Luke out below, his journey in this experiment. It has been phenomenal. Please let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this and the madness that it ensued. Any other attribute verses like this that you want me to do, give them to me, because I'm all for this mini sort of type of experiment as an adjacent to sort of the team ones that we're also doing on the channel. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and like this video because I loved this video. But yeah, let me know down below what you'd like to see. Go and watch this other video on the channel. Hey, Southampton series. Yes, go on, put the Southampton series up there, YouTube. Take good care of yourselves, gang. I'll see you soon.